been an idiot. We need one more thing before we, at least one more thing before we face Emerald Weapon. We gotta head back to Junin. And, you probably know why, but in Junin we can get the underwater materia, or the thing that helps us get the underwater materia, because Emerald Weapon has a 20-minute time limit if no one has the underwater materia attached. And 20 minutes, it's not that long. It's not that long, especially because, like, we are not getting all the overpowered stuff, right? I'm not doing the final dungeon yet and grabbing the stuff there. Maybe we will. I might change my mind on that. But we haven't gotten the kind of the stuff that's really strong there. We haven't done any leveling up. Our materia isn't really ready to go. Maybe we should do a bit of the final dungeon. Maybe we should do a bit. We're definitely not going to source farm. On the Sunken Galnica, if you kill enemies with Morph, you can gain, you can get sources and max all your stats. We're not doing that. That's not us. But Chocobo Racing gets a lot of good rewards. I think we probably should enter the final dungeon. I should put more fun somewhere. Cover's mastered. I like having cover on, but okay. We'll move cover off just so we can start, so we can get things that are more valuable. Maybe we'll go back to it. Nah, I want cover on. Keep us so fun. Okay, so we'll drop one of the HP pluses instead. And Morph is an attack that does really weak damage, but if it is the finishing blow on an enemy, then they turn into an item. And we need to turn a specific enemy into an item to get rid of that 20-minute time limit. It is also the way to source farm, and the reason Yuffie is the best character for source farming is she has her ultimate weapon does the most to ignore the effects that it has. And you can also her W item with the W item, you can farm. You can do some duplicating and it goes by a bit faster. All right, this is not the enemy we're looking for, but we may as well kill it. The enemy's farther down, but this will get us a little AP as we go. We did actually level up there, but it was because we were right about to level. But we're gonna grab some AP down here and maybe level up some of the HP pluses. What else could we do? Chocobo Racing and Breeding, we are not going to do. Battle Square could be kind of fun. Some really good rewards there. Some really good rewards there. Yeah, I don't know actually. Is there much else we would want to do? I don't think so. I think Battle Square and Chocobo stuff are the main things. They get very good rewards, but I would enjoy beating the super bosses without these things. You know, do we need Cloud's final limit break? It's nice, but I don't think we need it. Do we need unbelievable broken stats? Nah. Do we need sneak attack or something like that? No, we don't. We don't. We've got virtually everything we need. Oh, I should check the shops here while I'm here to see if they have gravity materia, because gravity materia is actually useful. Um, because Emerald Weapon has so much HP. All right, this is the room where we will find the enemy we're looking for, hopefully. Because Emerald Weapon has so much HP, this is not the enemy we're looking for. Oops. Morphed instead of Death Blow. How much damage will she do? Just 975? Okay, good to know how much she does. Yeah, let's throw out Blood Fang. We'll level it up. I mean, it does heal MP, but now that we have Mega Elixirs, like, that's not that much upside. That would be a lot of upside earlier in the game, right? Before we had good ways to restore MP. But I just haven't killed very many enemies. If we look at our limits, you know, he doesn't have his level 3. Tifa does, right? Tifa's the only one with her level 3. And each character has 2 level 3s, or most characters do. So we're looking for an enemy that looks like a ship. And I don't remember how much life it has. I want to say around 5,000. Oops, did not mean to morph, meant to death blow. So you gotta time the morphs correctly. So we could put sense on someone so that we'd know how much HP enemies had. But maybe I'll change my mind on this if we have a few more encounters that aren't the right enemy. But I was just thinking, like, we'll accidentally kill the first one we face, and that'll give us a sense of about how much life they have. And as long as I'm not attacking with Tifa, I won't do particularly large amounts of damage, so we will have a good sense of how much life they have, right? If Nanaki kills it, well, it's in a 1,000 point range. This looks right. Yes, here is our ship. Let's have Cloud attack, and then Tifa more. Oh, no, 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 she's going to counter. Okay, good, she did. All right. 3,600. 4,100 damage. Now, the problem is, if it attacks, Tifa might counter. We don't want her to counter. 4,600. Alright, we're still good. Nope, nope. She's gonna cover, but will she counter? She didn't. Okay, 5,100. I think they have somewhere between 5,000 6,000 left. That's my guess. Don't counter. 5,600. I defended with the others so I could be quicker to select Tifa when it's her turn. 6,100. Alright, I was wrong. Don't counter. Oh, I've done great on not getting counters. 6,600, and we did it. Alright, that went great. Because if she'd countered any one of those, she would have killed it, and we would have had no idea how much health it had. My strategy there was horrifically inefficient, but I got lucky. That's what counts. So yeah, pretty much done the game. I've really enjoyed playing through FF7 and talking about it. I think Cloud and Tifa's arc and figuring out Cloud's backstory, it's one of those stories that you could describe as kind of amnesia, but I think that's clearly not getting what's going on, right? What's clearly actually happening is you have a character, and I think sort of the core theme of the game is you have this person who does not become the things, is not the things they imagine themselves to be, and has to keep telling themselves stories to make that okay. As a kid, the cool kids he wants to be part of do not let him in. So it has to be that they're actually immature, right? He has to be in some way superior to them. And then, then he hears these stories about heroics in war. And now he wants to fight, right? And this is how a lot of people think fighting is cool, right? Is because, like, big dramatic heroics, not the actual destruction and pain costs, right? And, he wants that. And then he goes and tries to do that, and he fails. He's not good enough. And then he gets really messed up by experimentations and also seeing kind of his world destroyed. It's also probably somewhat important to that. And Zack dying. And he holds on to kind of this version where Zack's memories become his, but some of his memories are in there too, and he doesn't have a way to separate them, and he doesn't really know what's happened, right? But he's told himself the stories that make him feel good about who he was, and that's just what he does really continually throughout his whole story. And finally, with Tifa, he is able to move. I don't think there's anything here. He's able to move past that into both who he actually was and what he's actually going to be moving forward. And I think that arc is just very successful and one of the great arcs in video games, and probably my favorite arc in an FF. I'm not sure that's true. FFs are pretty good, but I think it's got to be because I like 6 FFs a lot, so we can narrow down quite quickly. I like 6 through 10, including tactics. I think those are the great FFs. I understand people that like 5. I think that makes sense, but those are the 6 grades. And it's been a long time since I've played FF6. I really liked it back in the day. I'm not People I like really like it. Some people I like are not as big fans. I get the sense that I would like it less now than I did then. And so one of the reasons I haven't played it again is because I'd like to like it as much as I did. Ah, shuck. Well, we don't have a seal materia, so let's pick one up. And we don't have a heal materia. Heal feels like status effects. It's not very important. That's why we never need to have one. But that means I also don't remember FF6 that well, and because it is such a widespread cast, most of the cast it's going to do less with. So the arcs aren't going to be, for my money, likely to be as compelling. So that leaves us with FF7 through 10 and tactics. Yeah, and I'm not sure. There are a lot of arcs I like a bunch, but I'm not sure what would even be all that close for me. Yeah, I think in the end, Cloud and Tifa are my 2 favorite FF characters. And I think Cloud is a more interesting person, and I liked Tifa more. And so when it comes to like favoritism, I go back and forth. But I also think they're really important together. But it means like every time I've tried to put together lists, and I love lists of everything I care about. So of course I've tried to put together lists of like favorite however many video game characters or FF characters or whatever. They almost always just end up next to each other. Like whoever I put ahead is less important that they landed next to each other. And we got the guidebook. What do we do with the guidebook? Well, there's this dude in Calm who will give us things for bringing him certain items. And here we can get the underwater materia. Now, I'm kind of tempted to not think about this much and just go fight Emerald Weapon. I don't think I'm quite prepared. I think we should do a little of the final dungeon. I think my stats aren't quite there. We should level up a bit, but I'm tempted. I think it's worth a try, right? Much like Midgar's Zalem crushed us and then crushed us again when we returned. Let's have Emerald Weapon destroy us just to like, celebrate the glory of Emerald Weapon. World's changed a lot in the past few days. That huge monster meteor was covering up the sky and acting like he owned it or something. A lot of my friends have died. Going on a journey to pray for their souls. And then he lists 3 items that he'd like. And we have the guidebook. I wonder if there's anyone who will bring it to me. Yep, we got one of them. We do want to trade it for this underwater materia. Thanks, bud. So weird that this like random guy has just the best stuff in the game. Right? No one has more valuable stuff than this dude. Richest man in the world. It's underwater materia. Go on, it's yours. So without this, we'd have a 20-minute time limit. Yeah, we're gonna look for them. Don't worry. But with them, we can fight Emerald infinitely. And it might take infinite time because we are not ready to fight Emerald. I think. So here's what I'm going to do. We're going to leave a save. We're going to leave a save with all my stuff equipped and ready to go. So that when we lose to Emerald, like, we'll just come back to the save and my loadout will be ready to go do most of the final dungeon. So we're going to save. Okay. Then we're going to go re-equip. So I think Tifa probably doesn't want the curse ring for this fight. I forget if it actually uses things of any particular element. I don't think it does. I think there's no status advantage here. So we're gonna go back to the power wrist, and we're gonna also we don't have a proper setup here, so we're gonna have to use something a little more powerful. Let's use the God's Hand. Okay. Are there any other changes I wanted to make? These weapons aren't the best, but they're fine. They'll do for now. Limits are all good. Now materia. It is a move. Air Tam Storm. Air Tam is materia backwards. AIRE. That does 1111 damage for each materia you have equipped. Which means if you have all materia on, you will just take max damage from that move and be like, screw this game, I hate it, this is so unfair. Which is what I did as a kid repeatedly. And I just could not understand how I was supposed to kill it before it did that move. Okay. I'm gonna make Cloud our W item user. I'm gonna arrange. W item. Piggyman is gonna throw out gravity. And probably would be good with an all master materia, so he can hit all every time. Oh, can we get another gravity materia? I'm gonna actually Google where to buy gravity. Where to buy gravity FF7. Gravity is found in the Cave of the Geek, Costa del Sol, and Middeal. Okay. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna also put Quadra Magic. The Quadra Magic only will apply once, so it's not that exciting. But okay, let's do Quadra Magic, and we're gonna put another gravity we're gonna go buy now. Costa del Sol. Because gravity hits this boss for really good damage, relatively speaking. We're gonna have trouble doing enough damage here. I think my damage output's gonna be too low, especially with Tifa not having her super build. Right. Who sells materia here? I think it's one of these people. In the Meteor Tour, gotta have a souvenir for that. Okay, nothing here. What about you? Buddy? Can I buy from you? Good or bad, everything's gotta go. End of the world sale. This doesn't look discounted. Let's get a few gravities just so I don't, like, feel bad later that I didn't buy enough. Because I think gravity is going to be our main damage output. Okay. So let's think. You're going to have gravity and gravity. We don't need Demi 2. Doing a tiny percentage of its life will still do a ton of damage. And I think you should have gravity as well. And an all. Ideally it would be mastered, but what you're going to do. And you're going to need help, right? You're taking 33 right now, but we can get you 5644. It's not much. What can we do with you? I forget if it's susceptible to like slow stop type stuff. I don't really think it is. I guess you should have gravity as well. Maybe all. Why not? And you'll take 2200 from it. Oh, we're gonna get smashed. This is not gonna go well. Alright, we're gonna use a tent. Let's put a tent higher in the. Oh no, fuck. Oops, didn't mean to swear either. But oh, we have one of these. That's cool. Let's use our power source on Tifa. But I want Tranquilizers near the top. Could we use those? And what else do we need? Don't even know what I'm looking for. What do we need? Hero drinks. Yeah, that's very important. We need hero drinks, tranquilizers, and I want dazers and spider thing. Oh, and vaccine would be good too. Dazers, spider web, something. Spider web. And where was vaccine? I don't think we need those here, but it'd be nice to have near the top. Ah, I shouldn't have moved 10. Alright, sorry being horrible here. Okay, I think we fixed our thing. This all looks good. Let's give it a go. We're gonna get smushed. But this fight's cool, because if you fight well and keep things under control, like, you can always just fight well on this one. This one's about, like, as long as it can't instant KO you, this is just one of those fights in a game that's like, it has a lot of life, it's difficult, but it doesn't do anything that's like super broken game ending except for Air Tam Storm. Oh god, it's gonna destroy us. Alright, let's do it. Let's do it. It's gonna go so bad. Hi, buddy. Alright. Emerald weapon. Oh, we forgot to put on underwater. Alright. Use my save state. Oops. Now you already have 4 materia on. Why did I put 4 materia on you? You don't have enough life for that. Alright, so this is going. You don't need those. But that does give you space to put on underwater. Alright, cool. I got this together. We are not going to win. But what if? So the goal is... so amusingly, I think you can just go under it. So if you're ever like scared of it and just worried that, oh no, you can't. Cool. Cool. Don't do that. Don't do what I say. Is we're gonna W item and we're gonna double hero drink. And we're just gonna die, right? But we can Phoenix down that. So Tifa's gonna be on keep Nanaki alive. Oh god, it's already going again? Oh, what a disaster. Okay. Well, this is horrible. Okay. We're gonna Phoenix down and Mega Elixir. Give it another target. W item is the best thing in the game, right? Emerald shoot. Okay, you're gonna Phoenix down Tifa. Ah, he couldn't survive it. I thought he might be able to survive it if we had enough. Alright, so we're gonna try again. We're safe state, going back to our safe state. We lost. Cloud went down. But if we can get up 4 heroes drinks, I think he can survive Emerald shoot. So that's our goal. Is hero drink, hero drink. And you're gonna die. Phoenix down. We should probably also turn battle speed slower, because Emerald Weapon is so fast, but if you do that, you can lessen its speed. But that is kind of unfair. So I'd rather fight it how it's sort of intended to be. Alright, that does percentage damage. Does it? Okay, that's our 3rd hero drink. Okay. Tifa's going down. What we need that I don't have is we need counter magic on, yeah, this is done. Okay, we need counter magic on, with gravity, so that we automatically get gravities whenever we get hit. Because now these things are going to hit us, and we're just going to have trouble keeping up with that. Yeah. All right. So I think what we should do is we should reload my save. should reload the save, and we're gonna go into the final dungeon. We don't quite have the stuff here. We're gonna go to Costa del Sol and buy a bunch of gravities again, because I think I do want that option. But I think we need some tools from the final dungeon. And just a little higher level so we have a chance to survive anything. And that will also give us the chance to level up our HP plus materia. So maybe we'll do that next time. Call this a short episode. I just wanted to try it. But I think despite the fact that whatchamacallit, that hero drinks are really good and can reduce the damage, we couldn't get it quite in controllable enough range. Oops, I'm on the wrong disc apparently. So I'm trying to think if there's some way, but I just don't think I could have gotten up 4 hero drinks in time. So, okay. A little out of range right now. So we'll go to Costa del Sol, we'll buy gravities, we'll head to the final dungeon, just to make sure I remember. We'll head to the final dungeon, and we're going to do most of the final dungeon running up to the final boss. We'll grab some items. There's a part where you can split your team multiple ways, and depending how you split your team, you get different item rewards. I don't actually remember how you're supposed to split the team for maximal rewards, but I don't think any of them, I'm probably wrong, but I don't think any of them are that relevant to how we're going to be playing this. We don't need high-level gravity materia. We do want these HP pluses to level up. And we have a bunch of HP pluses equipped. And we don't need that many, right? Just like, we have one at 40%. If we could get another couple up to like 30%, that would be great. Because obviously, like, we were dying immediately there, so there was no way, we couldn't really get a sense, are we going to be able to handle this fight? But I think the answer to that is gonna be, if you can stabilize a few turns, and you have a reliable way of outputting some damage, you can win that fight. But it takes a bit, it's tricky. We did get the underwater materia, right? I don't have to redo that. There we go, okay. So I think if we, again, it's been a long time since I've done this, but I think if we can stabilize, and I'm not gonna like look up guides or anything, I'm just gonna run on what I remember here. I think if we can stabilize, W item is great, and we can do it. It's like we can only slide down. All right, let's go. That is very much the game being like, this is the point of no return, I feel like, but it's actually not a point of no return, right? And so that's kind of like that cave opening up on the left is in fact we can go back up. So I've always found that a little strange because that always struck me as, oh, can't do this part, but you just go through here and you can. Now, this is a save crystal. You can put it somewhere and put a save spot anywhere. There is a place it can glitch and just like break your game. So that sucks. And we will not be using the save crystal. Big dramatic thing. I like the use of green. You know, life stream green is very important to this world. So having the green coming up from the visible life stream is nice. Alright, these enemies can't be touched right now, as I recall. And I don't want to waste Tifa time. Alright, now we can fight. Oh, she's so good. Oh, I forgot they have this. Oh, this could genuinely sweep us. I don't know what level we are. That's a problem. Alright, well, it definitely won't kill anyone else, right? Because we know it didn't kill... It only kills multiples of level 4, right? So if we all happen to be a multiple of level 4, that could have just been a game over there. Forgot about that. Every enemy in this game has something weird. Something just odd about it. Which I quite like, but makes it hard to remember all the little things stuff does. Okay. Given that Cloud is our highest kind of HP character, and thus the character I'm trying to use as the one to hold off hits, I think I'll put this one on Cloud. I would put it on Tifa. Maybe I should. Tifa's been our person. Yeah, maybe we'll have Tifa as our W item or trying to survive. That seems fitting for this playthrough. Screw Cloud. Why was I trying with Cloud? That's why I was losing to Emerald Weapon. We were using Cloud. Cloud's not Tifa. Amateur. See how much damage Tifa can do. See how much damage Cloud can do. The choice has always been clear. Would you rather do 10,800 or 3,200? I guess Cloud did technically get the killing blow, but I think that's because Tifa's faster, so she got her turn in first. She's just too much stronger than him. And then Cloud just comes in trying to steal the celebration. You know, stolen valor over here. Press RK button to climb down. We can grab some items here. Again, I don't think there's great, like, there's nice stuff here, like power source, but I don't think there's anything mandatory until quite a bit later in here. Or, like, really valuable. Obviously going to Tifa, best character in the game. I hope I've convinced someone that, like, Tifa genuinely is the most powerful character in the game if you're not doing some, maxed out run. But, like, just for playing the game, the differences early on are fairly small, and once she gets this setup, she's just, yeah, it's not close. Tifa's the best character in the game for fighting. Unless you're maxing limit breaks and whatnot. But who has the time? So, it's our final dungeon. It's got a whole bunch of looks to the rooms. And I think most of them, there's this feeling of descent to it. And I think they do well with that. This feeling of you're going down. I think for like big dramatic shots, it actually has surprisingly few. And if you think about the final dungeon settings of the different FFs, this is probably of its era. This is probably the least grand and impressive feeling. I think it's got a few things about it that pop out. Like there's some enemies. I did say Shadow Flare was the ultimate enemy skill, but there's actually one that you can also only get once. There's an enemy here that the first time you kill it, I think it uses it as it dies, and then no other thing in the game uses it. Oh, also, I'm being so stupid. We haven't tranquilizers. I was reminded here because these enemies put you in sadness. But I forgot we didn't trank anyone. That was my other mistake. That's a big mistake, actually. I forgot to tranquilize everyone. That will significantly reduce Emerald Weapons damage. We should have, yeah, that was dumb. And you can see Tifa's damage immediately up. Now, we won't be using this loadout for Tifa for the Emerald Weapon fight, so that's not so important, right? Here I was missing by not being in sadness a few thousand damage a turn, but there I was not because we're not going for this build. But I did miss lowering the damage received from things. And I think Emerald Weapon's moves are mostly physical. I'm not sure about Emerald Beam, though, and Emerald Beam's the problem. But if Emerald Beam is physical, then we might have been able to survive some stuff that we didn't. Obviously, Magic Source can go to Cloud, and Guard Source goes to Tifa. And Mind Source is, I guess we'll give that to Cloud. Though, if and when we do get Knights of the Round, and maybe I'll decide not to do the super bosses and just be lazy, but I want to do them. When we get Knights of the Round, I think actually we won't have Cloud as our main user, surprisingly. Surprising everyone. I like the Tifa now just covers 100% of moves. Just counters for a little under 15,000. There's another thing I could do. So I could run to the end of the dungeon, fight the final boss sequence, and then go back and do super bosses after. I missed the items here. We can go around and go in the other doors and get them, but whatever. I guess we have to go here. Yeah, maybe that would be the best way to do it. We wouldn't end on like the actual end of the story, right? I'd keep playing a bit after that. But it would have the nice thing that I wouldn't have to run through this dungeon again, right? We'd have finished the game and then we could go do the other stuff. I kind of like the idea of that. All right, Tifa's gonna kill it before we can heal, but what you gonna do? I think that's the first time. That might be the first time we've hit 9,999. I'm not sure. We're just missing items. These are not. I really want the counter materia, and I think that's almost at the end. That's what I'm looking to get. Alright, here's the big split where if you do it smartly, you get some bonus items. I'm just going to send us one way and everyone else the other. Because you split up the party here. Road splits into two. We'll split into two groups. Which are you going to choose, Cloud? I'm going to go. I always pick left when given an option. Barrett's not in the party. He can go right. Tifa goes left with me. Piggy Man goes left with me. Yuffie goes right. Kate Sith goes right. Vincent goes right. Sure, why not? Alright, I'm headed. Okay, you're going right as well. Sorry, bud. If you send like everyone the other way and you're alone, you do have to go alone. I'll destroy that Sephiroth before anyone gets to him. Doubtful. It's all over now with this. With what? And you run so ridiculously. Oh man, Materia Hunter Yuffie sounds like the last chapter of Materia forever. Everyone gets their, final line. So many characters in this game move amusingly. I'm so happy to have met you all, really. The feeling is not mutual. Well, looks like this is our last big job. And we don't get final lines because we're the party. This will be the end of it. So if you want final lines from someone, you gotta send them. I think we might be allowed to just go the other way, but let's. Another fork in the road. Which way should we go? No idea. Oh, sure, why not? You can go up with me. We're a team. Wait, Sephiroth. What's that about? Alright. Up, I guess? No, that's where we came from. Okay. So I guess we just agreed to take this route, but we will check out both. I think this room has enemies that give good experience. That give like good AP specifically. I think this room or the next has movers. That's a Tonberry. Tifa versus the Tonberry. Who you got? Should have the Tonberry. Alright, we're gonna go this classic Phoenix Down Megalixir strat. But also, that's a shame because she was on like 2,500 or some life. So she could have survived everyone's grudge. But now, oh, her time restarted. That's cool. So she can attack again. Alright. I think Tifa can take it. So that does, yeah, 2,700. So if we heal her, I don't know how much life Tomberries have in this game. But she's done, around 30,000. Unnecessary heals. Nice. Good job to Tifa and nobody else. But that's not the enemy we're looking for in here. We're looking for movers, which are little red dots that bounce up and down. And if we find those, we don't have to beat very many to level up our HP plus. Remedy. How did we get to that last chest? Maybe it was the way we ran the first way and I just didn't press it far enough. Probably. That's it. Ain't too fussed. Alright, Teardrop I think is one of its other moves that inflicts sadness, but we want sadness on Tifa. I really like, I wish there was more of the kind of, if you do X to your character, you get a boost, right? Where Tifa gets this huge boost, first off Death Sentence, but then off Sadness. I think the more stuff like that is in the game, the more interesting the game is to replay. Especially because the more different ways you can go at it. So if we couldn't duplicate our hero drinks, that would have been a very important find. Magic pots. So what are we supposed to do here? I moved my elixirs down. Yeah, give me elixir. Okay. And then, can you attack them after that? I think so. Let's give her the back attack. Yeah, I think you can only hurt it after you attack. After you elixir. Ooh, big 20,000 turn from Tifa. And huge rewards for those. Huge level up, and also solid AP. So I think we mastered some materia. Yeah, so this all was mastered. Every time you master a materia, you get another copy, which is very nice. I like that feature in the game. Yeah, let's get another HP plus working. I think we might have mastered. We'll give her the new cover materia, not the mastered one. Will be less efficient, but I like leveling up stuff. I'm not completionist, but I do like leveling up stuff. But honestly, what's the point? We're only going to have cover on one character. We only need the mastered one. So we're not going to do that. I lied, sorry. Let's go grab these things. So yeah, as Final Dungeons go, like, this is clearly not trying to be a massively, like, dramatic location, right? You don't look at this and you're not immediately struck by it. And I think I quite like when Final Dungeons are these, like, big dramatic events. And so I think FF9 has a much more interesting final dungeon, for instance. I think FF8, oops, did not mean to go there. Can we go back? There we go. I think FF8 tries to do a whole lot with it, and I don't love FF8s, but I respect the hustle, as it were. Imperial Guard. pretty good. Pretty good. Alright, we can use that. And got one more treasure to grab here. Also still hoping to fight movers sometime. Because as said, they do give the most AP, I think, of anything in the game. Or anything that's like a regular enemy. So it'd be nice to level up some MP here. But, okay. You're going to want an elixir. We got to find them. Wish I hadn't moved them down so far. Put one on you. And make some more, just in case. Put one on me. And Deathblow. I'm not really trying to level up too much here. Like, I think more levels helps, but I was also thinking it would be fun to beat Emerald Weapon. Like, obviously, I'm sure people have beaten things at ridiculously low levels, but like, I don't know the super genius strats or anything. I just want to play normally and beat the super bosses. So I think it would be cool to beat them, like, not at level 100. Sure, we were going to level up a bit here, but I don't want to grind for 100. All right, here's movers. And hopefully they have an attack if all three are still alive. So hopefully we can, lower their numbers quick. I don't know if that attack is actually very dangerous, but could be. Who knows? And yeah, you can see huge amount of AP, multiple things maxed out there. We also get turbo ethers off them, which is not needed, but obviously a nice reward. Oops, what did I just change? Change that. Okay. You mastered lightning, so we'll take that off. And all. Okay. We'll work on contain and disrupt. Sure, why not? And I think we'll stop here.